got into it, not for titles, not for recognition, not for money. You know, it's not so much about wanting to fight, it's about I have to fight. It's always been like that. You know, I couldn't just not fight. If I don't fight, then I get walked on.
What's up, Darren? Thank you.
When the $4 billion number came out, the man to the left of you said he was worth $4 billion. So I guess the question is, how much is Conor worth to the UFC, and then Conor, how much are you worth to the UFC?
$4.2 billion. $4.2 billion. That's what I'm worth to this company.
Conor, Eric Dame, MyMMAnews.com. Question for you. Coming off a couple big fights at 170, we know your history at 145, now 155. This move to lightweight. Tell us your thoughts on it.
I'm very happy with the 155-pound weight limit. I feel of all the divisions I've ran around and ran through, 155 I feel will be the one where I will take over the most, so I look forward to that.
Question for Conor. Conor, after your last few fights, I'm just wondering, is Mystic Mac back? And if so, what his prediction for the next fight is?
You know, I feel Eddie, I've nothing against...
Careful, be careful.
I've nothing against Edward. Oh what? Oh what?
Careful.
What you gonna do? Oh what? You gonna do something over there?
Be careful.
Shut your fucking mouth. I run New York. I run this whole shit. And Mystic Mac predicts I'm gonna KO you inside one round.
Go ahead, sir.
Question for you, Colin, for you, chosen one. Everybody from Michael Jackson to Muhammad Ali and everybody in between has had the chance to perform at Madison Square Garden. How much are you looking forward to that?
Listen, the Irish, we built this damn town. I'm saying serious. We built this city. Now we're back. Now we're coming to claim what's ours, so it's an honor to be here. Coming in here listening to all these fans. It truly is a dream come true. I cannot wait to perform for you. I'm gonna take out one of your own. I'm gonna cash your own money, but make no mistake, it's all love. The Irish love New York, and I'm honored to be here.
Question for Conor. Conor, a question for Conor. Can you give us an update on your leg? How serious was the injury, and was it possible that it was going to preclude you from fighting on this card?
Listen, that fight was five weeks ago. I came out of that fight fresher than I went in. Look at Nate's face. Nate will never look the same. I came out brand new, had a bruised foot. I agreed to this fight. 10 days ago I agreed to all of this. And then, I don't know what was going on. Something went on with that other side. But I was chilling here waiting for the call, and then the call came last minute. I jumped on a plane, and here we are. So I'm brand new.
And at the end of the press conference at 2:02, the final thing that you said was you had a feeling that shit was gonna hit the fan. Can you explain what you meant by that, and did it hit the fan, or did you weather that storm?
I just said it out straight, beg me. And they begged me. So that was all I wanted. That was all I asked.
A question for Eddie. How did you get this done? Because it seemed like just a few days ago, they were targeting you and Khabib.
He got it done by signing his last contract. He didn't even negotiate new money for himself. Imagine that. Look at everybody up here. They're all dressed like me. They're all trying to talk like me. They're all trying to be me. Everyone in the game wants this fight. This is the lottery fight. And this man took it on his last contract. Imagine that. Imagine getting the biggest fight in the history of the game and saying, shut your mouth, kid. You're getting paid what you got your last fight, and you're lucky you're even getting that. Yes, sir, and sign it. That's what happened.
You done yet? You done yet? Hey, I was okay with the money. I was gonna negotiate the money. Only reason, because this guy's easy. It's easy money. Easy money. Easy.
And if I could, just one more. Conor, can you tell us what you're going to do with the titles? Dana said today that you will keep the featherweight belt up until this fight.
I'm gonna wrap one on one shoulder, I'm gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
This is a question for Conor. My name's Josh Burnett from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Quick question. When you prepared for Nate Diaz, it was a very specific camp. When you prepare for Eddie, will you have such a specific camp, or you go a bit more like you used to?
I've been whooping his style, I've been whooping that style a long, long time. He's a stocky, stuffed wrestler with an overhand, that's it. So, I've been beating these guys up.
Tell him the
before.
truth. You ain't got a fucking shot. Tell him the truth. You ain't got a shot.
One round you're gonna.
You ain't got a shot.
One round
your
you're
coach knows you ain't got a shot.
One round.
And anybody who
Fuck
knows
you, coach.
anything about
Fuck
fighting
you and your
knows
coach.
you ain't got a fucking
Fuck you
shot.
and your coach.
You ain't got a shot.
Conor, one more question.
You're here because you're the easiest dude in this division. That's why you're here.
Conor, one more question. What did you think
Take
about
them stupid ass glasses off.
Yeah, make me. Make me. Make me. Make me. Make me. Make me.
Make me. You took them off. You took them off. Thank you. You took them off.
Conor, last question. What did you think about Eddie's fight against Sonya's?
I thought it was very sloppy. The shot selection was very, very poor. He got blessed. He got blessed with a lucky shot. His UFC career has been horrendous. He's very, very lucky to be in the position he is in. He understands that. That's why he took this fight on the money he was on the last fight. I mean, that says it all.
And sorry to hog the microphone. Last question to Eddie. What were your genuine thoughts on the Diaz fight, Diaz-McGregor?
This guy got 8 minutes of fighting him. That's it. He quits after 8 minutes every fight. He's not a championship fighter. He's never been, and he's never ever fought anyone in the UFC like me ever.
Hey, Dana.
Just another broke bum trying to sell some shit. That's it. He's broke and he's desperate. And he's trying to make it like, McGregor's this, McGregor's that. We've heard it all before. He's just another broke bum that can't afford to pay his fucking bills. So that's all that is.
Hey, Dana, first of all, thank you for bringing it to New York. I'm a New York native. Thank you to bringing the UFC to New York.
Thank you, sir.
This question's for Conor, part of WFN, CBS Sports Radio. Conor, you've been known to make predictions. You're known as Mystic Mac. What's your prediction for UFC 205?
Like I said, he's chinny. He has a chin. He gets cracked, he gets dropped. It's happened throughout his career. He's a weathered fighter. He's on his way out. He's very, very lucky to be in the position he's in. One round it will take me to knock him out.
And Conor, follow. Ariel hinted at it about the foot. And Eddie's known as a cardio freak. Are you worried about the not being able to cycle on the
Yes,
foot?
he is.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yes, he is.
In 4 months, I overcame a triathlete. I outlasted a triathlete with 30 pounds on me and whooped his ass. This guy's a balloon. He ain't no cardio machine. What are you talking about? He's blown up. One clinch and he's gassing for air as well.
He spent $300,000 on that last camp and gassed out 8
And
minutes
made
in.
$25
$300,000. And gassed out 8 minutes in.
Cool, thanks, man. And one question for Cowboy, and I guess, here you are on a days again, listening to Conor talk, man. I could see you back there, just wondering what this experience was like for you.
Oh man, this is New York City, man. This is Square Garden, man. I'm so pumped to be here. But listening to this Joker talk, we all just sit back here and laugh. So it is what it is.
Another broke, jealous, bitter fighter. The game seems to be full of them. I've got nothing but love for everybody up here. You know what I'm saying? It's just bitterness and hate and negativity towards me. because of what I'm doing, because of what I'm making. That's all that is.
Gabe Winisian from the Daily Ramen. I have a question for Eddie Alvarez. In an interview with CBS in August, you said that Conor McGregor was not a good fighter and, quote, that he ain't shit. You're going into this fight now. Do you still maintain those strong feelings going into this fight?
When I mention fighter, you guys are thinking about technique. I'm not thinking about technique. I'm thinking, when I say fighter, I'm talking about how you deal with adversity, how you deal with being in a bad situation. He deals terribly with being in bad situations and don't come back.
Now, Eddie Alvarez, obviously this is going to be a huge fight for you. However, is this the same strategy you're going to use that you used against Anthony Pettis? Grind it out, get him against the cage, take him down?
No, definitely not. I'm with Mark Henry now, and since I've been with Mark Henry, I've been growing a bunch. Fuck John Kavanaugh.
Fuck that pad man.
Hey, you got two jiu-jitsu coaches. Two jiu-jitsu coaches. Why you got two jiu-jitsu coaches? Anyway, come November 12th, you guys will see. There is no Santa Claus. He don't exist.
Now, Conor, one question for you. The only weakness we've seen in your arsenal was your wrestling against Chad Mendes. Have you improved that?
How did that fight go again?
That's the only weakness we've seen. That's the only weakness we've seen in your career.
Last time I checked, he was unconscious. What are you talking about? He's gonna be shooting for his life. But it's a long 25 minutes in there. I can hit you from anywhere. And that's what's gonna happen to him. He's gonna be shooting, panicking, I'm gonna be hitting him from everywhere. Sooner or later, he's gonna fall. One of those elbows, one of those shots are gonna dig into that soft, sweet spot into the temple, and that's all she wrote. Two-weight world champion, UFC history, New York, the Irish are back.
This question's for Dana, Scott Fontana with AM New York. Dana, what is the plan for if Conor wins the belt? What's gonna happen with the featherweight belt?
We'll figure that out when it happens.
What would you say to that, Conor?
Sorry, what did you say again?
If you win both belts, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna defend both belts?
They're gonna have to gather an army to try and take one of them off me, and that's how straight. One's gonna be there, one's gonna be there. I'm gonna be picking and choosing who I want to destroy next, and that's it.
Would you fight Aldo again?
Let's see what happens with Aldo. I mean, it's hard to even think of Aldo. I KO'd him in 13 seconds. I traveled around the world with him. He pulled out on 2 weeks' notice. If Frankie was good enough and he had came through that last one, it would have me and Frankie for the featherweight belt here. He just wasn't up to scratch. So I'm gonna let that featherweight division play out, see how it goes. But I'm the featherweight world champion. Now in November, I'm going to be the lightweight world champion, and I'm going to hold two of them consecutively.
Not a shot.
That's it.
Not a shot. You ain't got a shot. Beltless. You'll be beltless November 12th. You'll be beltless. Not a 45, not a 55. You'll have to give up the little boy belt, and you're not getting the big boy belt.
Conor, since you love talking about money, what's your expectation of what are you going to make for 205?
As in, my money or the pay-per-views, or what are you talking about? I feel by the time 2016 closes out, I'll be closing in on 40 million. This is a $40 million year for me. It's been a damn good year.
This is a question for Dana White. Dana, over the last 6 months, did you try and get Ronda Rousey to fight at 205?
What's the question? Have I been trying for the last 6 months?
Have you been trying to get Ronda Rousey to fight here?
No, Ronda was going to let me know when she was ready to fight again.
And hypothetically, if she did fight here, who'd be the main event? Conor or Rousey?
What's that?
Who'd be the main fight if she was fighting tonight? Conor McGregor or Rousey?
Sit down.
How you
Yes,
doing?
sir.
Anil Melwani from MMA.us and Caged Insider. Conor, take a look around you. You got a lot of champions, a lot of grizzled vets. Who do you think would give you the hardest fight out of anybody on stage?
Right here. Right here, the hardest hitting 145 pound, the real hardest hitting 145er right here. This guy TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. They're not. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that? Oh my God. I don't know. When I take that guy's belt, Leprechaun. Oh, good one. When I take that guy's belt, I'm looking around. I don't know what anyone else has for me around here. I might have to jump up and fucking drag Floyd Mayweather out of bed and see what the fuck he's at again.
This question is for Eddie Alvarez. You've been mentioning that Conor McGregor is not a championship fighter. He only has 2 to 3 rounds. Yet in your professional career, you've only went to the 5th round twice and lost one of them. What the fuck are you talking about, motherfucker? What the fuck are you talking about? That's the champ! That's the champ! That's the fucking champ right there! Fuck you, man!
Hey, what's your question?
Yeah, he has a suit and a tie.
What's your question?
With that. I love it. I love it.
My question was clearly, you've only been to the 5th round twice in your professional career and lost one of them. You're complaining that he has no gas.
His question is, why you talking shit? That's his question. Why the fuck you up there talking shit? Say it like it is, you're blessed. You're blessed that I chose you. You're blessed that I chose to whoop your ass next. Say it like it fucking is.
You were the easiest opponent that made the most money. That's the truth.
Come prove it.
You were my easiest opponent that made the most money.
Come prove
That's
it.
why you were
I
picked.
could buy and sell
That's
your
why
whole
you were
fucking
picked.
town. I could buy and sell your whole bum town. Come fucking prove it.
We have grown up in such severe conditions in mountains, therefore it's shown in our spirit. If to compare these 50 minutes which passed in a cage and to compare all this life which passed in mountains, then I consider it's incomparable. Why do you have best fighters in the world? Because of warriors lived in this area in the past. Because it was road to Europe and to Asia, and our people their whole life were at war, and it's in our blood. We lived together 15 brothers in the same house. My father made us train in the morning and in the evening. It was similar to army life.
March on. Khabib, are you weak at escalations? March on. So I'll show you how to break the regime.
We go down, enough rest. In this hall, my first job as a trainer has begun. At that time, I had 4 balls. There was an exception room. I had sold 4 balls and begun the repairment of the hall. The first my investment in sport. It was well-fixed good fellows. Work is made unconscious. Now there's hitting. I have created conditions here. It was impossible to dream of it. There were 2 big flanks, water was heated, bathing with a mug. Back that time there was a cold water in stream only. Conditions were of course Spartan. The father constantly created competitions for me. In a house and in the gym, and competitions always competed with the strongest. The father specially created with such conditions, so that or they could just break me or could I move further. Tradition which here to me passed from my trainer and so remained. It's clapping the hands, it's blow by a stick or a whistle. Each exercise is followed by the word at the end to add. Has added, has added, has added. He knew how many it's necessary to do. It's the first house which Nurmagomedov's family bought after resettlement from Tumadinsky district, the village of Sildi. Here we lived with the father, with mother. Also here my elder brother Abdulmanap married with Fatimatka. Here were born the children, the first son Magomed, after Khabib, and the last one the daughter Amina. We lived in this two-storied house. Behind there was a garbage yard and set the task. Every day somebody had to clean it. So it was every day, early in the morning after exercising, they took out 3-4 buckets of garbage. Thus in 1.5 months they cleaned that whole territory. 80 meters long and 14 meters wide. Someone presented to our close neighbor, Mr. Saidovich, 2 beers. One has died and the second remained. And Khabib constantly played with this beer cup. And the Khabib has begun to fight and be pushed with him. And then it has turned to fight automatically itself without noticing. Time well. Well done. Discipline and consistency. This was the main argument of our coaches, so all the training was written down. There were a lot of punishments. I said to the father I don't want to study, he punished. When my father explained to me with the words I didn't understand, with the fist I was understanding immediately. Because if he hadn't punished me, I think that I could have become the serious hooligan, for example. What's up? Enjoy your vacation. Assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam. Are there no more skewers? We almost never call this person, but he comes. Nobody even knows him by his name. Go. Hey, let's make a circle. Let's see. He could always give anybody a punch. As he always says, his record is on the streets better than in UFC and in a professional ring. He constantly put up these fights. He spoke to the elder cousins, bro. When we approach them, don't talk, just punch, we'll fight. From it, he derived some kind of pleasure. Who would like to play? Who wants to play? Who wants adult games? Come on. Goros, so you have nothing to lose in this life, come on. Your hands, your legs, your head, all these are called weapons. Hey, Islam, don't force me to talk to the Damascus steel. It doesn't talk much, it can explain only once. I hold myself many times, but sometimes there is a wish to punch an ugly face. Especially when someone nags me. I see how he can punish his younger cousin. I was punished, now I have grown up. Let young people also grow. We have disobedient one there. Khabib specifically abuses him, beats even him, specifically beats. Come on, let us show you dance, let's go. Now boxing, show this one. Let lecturing knees to beat knee too. This is my cousin. Hold your hands, good, come on. You cannot train a lot. At us, it is considered as a shame if you take offense at the father or take offense at the elder brother. If you're punished, it means you have deserved it. Better than only wrestling, I always liked MMA, where all its authorized beats, chokes, throws. I spoke to my father and always asked, transfer me to MMA. Transfer me to the fight. He spoke to me too early. You're only 17, 18 years old. He was always saying that it's too early. We've had a lot of injuries, the finger break, the arm break. In this regard, he always had problems. Height 178 centimeters, weight 76 kilograms, two-time world champion in combat sambo. Azerbaijani fighter was then Khabib Nurmagomedov. At that time I was young, he was already experienced fighter. I just wanted to prove to my father that I was not at the level at which he used to see me. But for parents, we always remain children, and we went to this fight. Probably my father was nervous more than me in the locker room. I felt it. I won the fight ahead of schedule, made my opponent to give up. I was very happy. I went to my father and asked, "You doubted?" He laughed. The victory in the battle won Khabib Nurmagomedov. Are you proud of your son? No, this is not by religion, not manly. It's not necessary to be proud. If you're given by God some talent or gift, there is no reason to be proud of. 16 fights, I thought much has been proved, however it wasn't. Many critics were there. I signed up in UFC. At that time it was considered impossible in Russia. I signed up and on my fight was ranked Russia's entire level of MMA. I wish that he fought in judo, an Olympic sport, but all the time he was saying, I want to be a fighter in the UFC. When he was 16 years old, it seemed that this is such a comic dream. 3 months to prepare. All these 3 months I was thinking about it. There wasn't 1 second and I was thinking about something else. Even when I slept, I dreamed of how I'm going to fight. Joyce, then woke up the next morning. It turned out that it's nothing supernatural. Won? Okay, and what's next? Then won the second fight, won the third fight, and won the fourth. Now such serious emotional splash doesn't cause it in me. Khabib, you can call him a pioneer. He was the first person who was subscribed to UFC. After him, UFC started signing other fighters from Russia. 8 UFC fighters, this is the first time we have gathered them at one table applauding. Look at the streets of Dagestan, every second is with the broken ears. Who are they? Wrestlers? I just come to here to Dagestan, I'm just surprised. Where is in fact the kind of money? I mean, the Republic has not so good life, but the sports halls are perfect. Nowhere in any country in the world you can find it. Here are the best conditions for the martial arts, and the conditions are just as wrestlers. Now all these conditions will automatically move to MMA. My father is considered as the father of MMA in Dagestan because of my father grew up 4 UFC fighters, more than 20 world champions in combat sambo. I think that his merit is really hard to be eclipsed by somebody in future. My favorite game is chess. In the tactical plan, I very often overplay my rivals. You shall leave trash, be ahead of him by 2-3 steps. It's similar to chess. Give a pawn, took a horse. I very often approach cage. I shake it from below, up an angle, directly. It's also one of the methods to win the rivals, but we keep working on it. We even try to purchase a ticket close to rival's corner. We try to listen what is told in a corner by the rival, then it's translated to us. It's necessary to know what they're talking about in corner after the first round. It's very important information. I wasn't even on a single fight of Khabib in USA because I got a list of 140 people whose visas were cancelled. My visa was also cancelled for 3 years. Well, even I didn't tell my father. I felt 100% he would shout here, that I wouldn't stop, that I constantly kept moving, put pressure. And when I fought in a corner, I felt that my father is watching my fight on TV.
Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist.
In the psychological plan, it was very heavy to break the bow. It was the second fight when I was fighting on a strong will. I just kept pushing on him, went on him all the way, constantly attacked him, and won by unanimous decision. It was a very heavy fight. The fear can kill everything. It can bury everything. This photo is special to us. Whole Brazil was against us. Instead of 4 security guards, he was given additional 6 security guards, and he was conducted to a fight by 10 security guards. You shouted everywhere, "We'll make you eat this t-shirt tonight. We'll make you cook broth from a t-shirt." Brazilian fans were shouting.
Combination going, unable to find his range there, and Nurmagomedov floors him.
And then I knocked him out. There was such a silence. I felt like, where are you guys? Where am I? I felt like we're sitting on a commemoration. I climbed on a cage. All I heard was such a dead silence. I have such principle. I go to fight, the rivals go to the fight too. He's going to beat you, to choke and break you. So I'll direct all the efforts for a victory, and I'll fight up to the end. I had 40 days for the training camp. From them 23 days I didn't train, got a leg injury. I was out of training. With a big risk I came for a fight. He even didn't want to fight. He also wasn't fitting in his weight class, but eventually came out for this fight. I set a new UFC record for the most takedowns in a single fight with 21 successful takedowns. I've never dreamed to fly because I know that it's impossible. However, I fulfill the dream of others. I help them to fly an octagon. Your fight against Rafael dos Anjos, is it your favorite fight? Was it the most heavy fight? It's pleasant to me how I dominated him. I look at fight, he didn't have a chance to beat me. It wasn't even close. I don't want to praise myself. I just tell the facts as it was. He spent many forces to strangle me. I tricked him, doing some noises that he thought he's strangling me. Later he understood that he's not strangling me, and I let my head go. From this moment I've understood that he has given up in his soul. There comes such heavy moment when you have to decide to give up or not. Exactly at those moments the real champion is defined.
Khabib, the Eagle, Nurmagomedov!
I fought with Dos Anjos. My father couldn't come to me. My uncle came. It was really hard to lose weight without nutritionists. Khabib weighs 88 kilograms today, and it's necessary to weigh 70 kgs, 400 grams. This is not easy to lose 16, 17 kgs. I tried to support and look after him, and I was really nervous when he was losing weight, especially last 2-3 kilograms were hard to lose. Uncle says to me, "You have chosen such a serious career, where the best fighters of the world are gathered. 7 billion people from all around the world, and you're fighting with the 5th number in the world, and you're complaining of something? Well, in general, who told you that it would be easy? From the psychologist in my head, I don't assume the slightest chance that I can lose." He was in work all the time, ate or slept or trained. It can't be this long. Organism has to have a rest, some break. He doesn't drink an alcohol or doesn't smoke. The person has to have relaxation. He practically, I consider, without interruption, has trained for 7 or 8 years without having a rest. These traumas in a row. He didn't fight for 2 years. The best 2 years of his sport biography have been missed. He has been losing. He couldn't talk with anybody, couldn't see anybody or communicate. Here in this room he slept late and said, "I don't know how to be." It was like someone takes and puts you in a jail. It's like you were isolated, but you can go out for a walk to meet your friends. I thought God is showing that I have to leave MMA, but my father has over-persuaded me. He told that after all you have passed and now do you want to withdraw, and you're still speaking about character. The words of parents are everything for all of us. My son was born and I had to wait. The father will make a decision and will tell what name to choose. It looks like I'm an adult person. I'm 44 years old. However, nevertheless, I waited till my father raised a hand and told me to give him such a name. It's a valid tradition. This is the respect for parents. What the senior tell, that's true. For each father in Dagestan there will be one more father. All children gather around them. Wherever we are in USA or in England or somewhere else, we always come and gather near them. Restlessly is to us when they're ache, but other times near them it's always quiet. Before each departure I come to them and they constantly say to me, "We hope it's the last fight, you have proven everything." Then I come after the fight and they tell me to continue. Well, in this life God gave a lot of things to me. Sometimes I think, what for? I have everything. I didn't complain of anything. I've already received more than I expected and wanted. I consider that there are better ones than me deserved it, but God chose me. It means it's necessary to prove it. When the cage closes, there remain me and him. He doesn't think of anything anymore. He doesn't like to concede and doesn't want to give up his zero.